Educational toy manufacturer and family-owned small business Learning Resources has filed a lawsuit challenging President Trump's authority to impose tariffs. Joining us right now is Rick Woldenberg. He's the CEO of Learning Resources. And Rick, Liberation Day was just a few weeks ago, earlier this month. How have things felt with you and your business since you learned how high these tariffs were going to be?
I'm rapidly being liberated from my money. So not so great, Becky.
What happened? We knew that there were going to be tariffs. The president campaigned on this, and I think you yourself had a plan for tariffs as high as 40%.
Yeah, we did. When they were at 20%, he had promised 60%. We figured maybe he would land at 40%. But when it went from 20% to 145%, it just went completely off the rails. It's 2.5 times what he said was the maximum, and it's way into the stratosphere that no business could possibly handle. We basically stopped importing at that point, which is obviously catastrophic. The business is built on flow.
So I saw a number somewhere. I don't want to misquote it. I think you were paying about $2 million in tariffs before Liberation Day, and now you're paying?
Well, we tried to do an apples-apples comparison under the new rules, and our last year we paid $2.3 million, and we projected this year we would pay $100 million. Of course, I don't have $100 million to pay, so that'll never happen. But on an apples-apples basis, our costs went up 44 times. The reason is that we used to import at 0%, and so now our tax is 1.5 times the cost of the product.
I've used plenty of your toys in our house. If you talk to supporters of the president, they'll say, look, this is a problem. Americans got addicted to cheap imports, and we're better off finding manufacturing and sourcing here in the United States. What's your response to that?
Well, that's infuriating. Our company exists because we're able to deliver those products to you at a price you're willing to pay and that you think provides a value. So that means that the jobs we've created don't matter. In addition, by raising the cost of these products to force us to make these products in the U.S., which we believe is impossible, you'll shrink the size of our market, and you and everyone else in this country will be impoverished because your money just won't go as far. I honestly don't understand why people think it is a good strategy to make me raise my prices 70%. Who benefits from that? I won't. I'm just raising money from you to pay them. It's a tax.
Why is it so difficult or so expensive to manufacture those same toys here in the United States? You said you think it's impossible. What have you looked into? What have you found?
Well, I've looked on and off for 10 years because at various times there have been incentives to produce products in the U.S., and we've tried to even create a range we could make here. And the reality is I can't find a single U.S. manufacturer to do it. They don't want to do it. Our products are too low volume. They would like to run a very simple product that doesn't have a lot of handwork in it to finish the product, and they would like to run it for months at a time as opposed to days at a time. We have well over 1,000 products for sale on Amazon, for instance. And the reality is that nobody wants to produce products at our volume. The labor costs in this country are also very high, and labor's not really available. So we're just kind of boxed out. There is no technology solution either. We've looked for that as well.
So you filed a lawsuit. You're hoping that this goes to the Supreme Court, and your point in the lawsuit is that the president does not have the authority to unilaterally raise these tariffs without going through Congress?
That's what we believe, yes. And so we'd like a court to adjudicate that on an urgent basis. Where
does that stand right now?
Well, we filed yesterday, so we're just getting started, but we're going to race as quickly as we can to the highest court in the land and have them look at this issue. We do not believe that these tariffs were issued with valid authority.
Rick, do you get frustrated when you see big businesses lobby the administration, go to Washington, ask for exemptions, and then receive those exemptions?
That's exasperating, honestly. I don't know why companies that have $100 billion in cash are more worthy than us. We're a mission-driven business. We provide hundreds of really great jobs that are well-paying. We add a lot of value to families like yours, and the handouts go to people that have $100 billion in cash. Honest to God, it's an upside-down, inside-out world.
Will you survive this if these tariffs stay intact the rest of this year?
Look, we're getting hammered right now. We missed pulling some shipments back by a day, and it's going to cost us nearly $1 million when it would have cost us 15 or 20,000. So we're getting hobbled, but my job is to survive. So I'm going to fight like a dog to survive. And I think your family and your kids' schools want us to stay in business. So we're going to do that no matter what.
Yeah, I will say some of the toys, we even showed some of them. They're great therapy toys. Therapists that I know, occupational therapists, use them and things too. Rick, I want to wish you the best of luck and hope things work out for you. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. I appreciate your support.